How do you do, everybody? How is everybody? Nice. Thank you, HRH. Werewolves. Oh, yeah. We live in interesting times, do we not? The Daniel Penny trial. Terrible. I mean, the guy was just... Yeah, thank you, HR. The Daniel Penny trial. What can you say about that debacle? Hasn't already been said. Oh, man. Basically, there was a guy who was mentally ill. It was a black guy who was threatening people, attacking people in a subway. And Daniel Penny and a couple others took a stand against the guy, accidentally chokehold him. Well, they accidentally killed him. I mean, it wasn't intentional. You know what I mean? But yeah, he got him in a chokehold. So I think it's a clear-cut case of self-defense, but of course New York doesn't have self-defense statutes. I think that what's happening here is that they're gonna convict him because that's a corrupt town, New York, and the prosecutor is a leftist, like black guy who is who hates white people. He's a race. I would say he hates white people, and so he's an anti-white. So yeah, but I hope them. Yeah, you're behind it anyway. Anyway, with Trump coming into office, there is a glimmer of hope that he'll pardon Daniel Penny. Give Daniel Penny a full pardon, just like he did Cliven Bundy. Oh, we got 24 views and only 0 likes. Thumbs up, people. Interesting that a lot of interesting things going on right now. Another thing that's going on was the assassination of Daniel Thompson. It won't matter because he'll pardon Daniel Penny. Yeah, exactly. Another thing that happened in New York recently is the assassination of CEO of United Healthcare, Daniel Thompson. Man, well, this guy was corrupt as it gets. They were denying legitimate claims to care. Some people just get mad. Like I said, you mess with the wrong one, shit happens. Anyway, let's get back on point here. Another thing that's interesting to me is that the left is backpedaling on their transformer agenda. They're backpedaling. Even the Transformers themselves think they've gone too far. It's time for you to go, man. Hate to break it to you. I think I'll love 24 hours and it'll go away. Anyway. Don't worry, he's gone. He's gone. Anyway, so some weird... we live in interesting times, to say the least, on the left and the so-called Transformer movement, I call them Transformers. It's a joke, you know what I mean? If you don't know what a Transformer is, I think you can understand. You know what I mean? You know. Anyway. So the Transformers are realizing they went too far. They pissed a lot of people off. They were messing with people's kids. They're not getting public support. And the left is starting to backpedal on a lot of things they've done. The whole pronouns thing really was pissing people off. You know? And they're starting to backpedal like the cowards they are. You know? You know, it's kind of funny, you know, they were pushing before. They were pushing for average guys, like average guys, maybe not being lucky with the ladies, to date trannies. They were trying to force, literally trying to say, if you're an average guy who has an average life, if you don't date trannies, you're a bigot. You need to date trannies. And the average guy gave them the middle finger, the collective middle finger, which is, so we're seeing a lot of backpedaling on the left of some of their agendas. Make no mistake, they're just, they're basically retreating for now. But these people don't quit. They'll retreat on their agendas, but they'll come back and try to do it again. That's how they operate. I gotta admire the fact they never give up. Even on an agenda that has failed throughout history. You know? But guess what? I'm a Christian man. I don't give up either. So, we see a lot of things going on. That being said, I'd like to hear from you. I'm glad you like it, Matthew. I want to hear from you. Because we're living in interesting times, aren't we? Who would ever thought that we would see the day when a corporate CEO of a major insurance company would get assassinated? Did anyone see that coming? I didn't. You know? Now, people are asking me, should I shed a tear for Brian Thompson? No. He ripped a lot of people off. Him and his company. You know? Brian Thompson was a part of the mandates, the jab mandates. Him and his company. No, I'm not going to shed a tear for that asshole. Bon voyage to hell, Brian Thompson. Alright, let's see what's going on now. Let's see what's going on today. Let's get out of here. Let's change environments a little bit. You know, we got to change environments and move around a little bit. Get things rolling. Move them out, rawhide. As for the Transformers out there, I don't give a damn about you. I don't care about you. I don't like you. You're a bunch of mentally ill pieces of garbage. You know what I mean? Okay. It's been a day, hasn't it? It's been a day. All right. Man, my views have gone down. Take the crown. It can't be like this. All right, we're going back up. That's YouTube for you. Trying to do something nice. All right. No, we've covered the news. Oh, let's see what we can do. Entertainment wise, well, sadly, we live in an era where there's no good movies coming out. Nah, there isn't. Hello, Sandu. Because that's the only name I can pronounce. Well, thank you. I think it's Sergio. Good for you. Um, anyway, getting back to the point. Thank you, thank you. Getting back to the point. My life is doing well. Gotten over this flu, and allergies are killing me though. Things are interesting out here. It's like you have some interesting things going on. You have some. We live in interesting times, but yes, Noodles, we all know about that. You got lucky, and thank God you got lucky, Dave, because I have gotten so tired of you complaining about you can't get laid. I think that I won't hear any more moaning and bitching anymore. That's the positive thing. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you. Anyway, I saw a recent clip on YouTube. Okay, it's this dating show. Okay, it's like a weird dating show, like Pop the Balloon. Pop a balloon. And there was a guy. He's on this show, right? Black dude. You know what I mean? And basically, there's a transformer amongst all the other girls. Okay, and it's obvious to him and to any other man that this is a transformer. And what he does is very simple, and it's part of the game. Okay, it's like you pop the balloon. It's like a modern day version of like the dating game, or like studs or in the '90s. Um, so he popped the transformer balloon, and um, that was funny. It really was. He popped the transformer balloon, and all funny thing is that all the other women, a lot of the women, after he popped the transformer balloon, popped their balloons and said, well, mostly all of them. I think three of them didn't, and said, "You screwed yourself." You know what I mean? No, I personally, to be honest with you, I would pop that transform balloon in a heartbeat. That was a setup, by the way. I don't care. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna have. The thing is here. I don't even know who you are, Klaus, Teresa Klaus. And the thing is, they all got mad. I think that guy dodged a bullet. If all those girls were okay with basically having basically trying to get okay with Transformers, I wouldn't want to date him. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. A lot of Transformers lie, the ones who can fake it good. You know what I mean? The ones who you can't tell sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that the guy did what was right, And thank God, though, I would say he dodged a bullet because those other girls, because they were okay with him emasculating himself in that game. Pop the balloon, I say. I'd pop the transformer balloon in a heartbeat. That being said, it's interesting times, you know. We live in interesting times. We have interesting people in this current time. You know, I was growing up in the 80s and 90s. There was no such thing as pronouns. Didn't exist. Pronouns were something that you learned in school. Nouns and pronouns. It was a part of learning the English language, you know, reading, writing, arithmetic. And today, well, pronouns mean something entirely different. You know what I say to your pronouns? I say, as someone, as I say what a lot of people want to say, fuck your pronouns. Take your pronouns and walk off a cliff. That's what I gotta say. and to the liberals who hate my guts. Well, you did this to yourselves. You're too radical, and basically you pissed off a lot of normal, everyday people who got to work for a living, and you tried to mess with their kids. That's your own damn fault. Yeah, it is BSA air gunning. Things are really Oh, another thing that's in the news. The UK has experienced a lot of intense, I think, storms, like thunderstorms, windstorms. You know. So we're living in interesting times here. We are really living in interesting times. You know, I believe we're living in end times. You know what I mean? In the days kind of stuff. Yeah. So interesting times we live in. Now, a lot of people are going to hate me for saying the things I say, but I'm a Christian. And I stand up for the Word of God. And if we were living in biblical times, a lot of you freaks would not be tolerated. Not be tolerated. We go as far back as the Middle Ages. You can say that things like this. Yeah, I heard, man. I guess it's consequence of living in the UK, I guess, you know. It is an island, of course, you know. Just keep that British stiff upper lip, and you'll get through the storms. You know, you Brits are tough, you know. Now, a lot of you are going to hate my guts for saying these things. But you're in no position anymore to be making demands of the right. I'll put it this way to the leftoids out here, to these insane rejects. You know what I mean? Your time is, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. The right is sick of you. Just remember that. Well, a lot of great things have been happening. Let's talk about... Here's a rare movie. You're not going to see this. Sherry! I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. It's been a long road to recovery, but I'm doing great. Now, here's a movie that I really love. It's like an urban Tarzan type of movie. I've watched this movie several times. I remember when I first saw it on I think on Cinemax. It's a hard movie. You couldn't get it on VHS when the VHS aired. You couldn't get it. It was hard to get movie, and I saw it again on YouTube. It is available on YouTube, but I had to get this rare film that I really liked. It might not be for everybody, but it was a rare 80s film that I really liked. Awesome, Sherry. This is called Wild Thing, 1987. Starring Robert Knepper as basically an urban Tarzan type of character. There's heroes, there's villains, there's action. There's interesting storyline, a good plot. Now, some people won't like this movie. It doesn't appeal for everybody. It's a rare movie. I'm glad I was able to get it on DVD finally, because a lot of this movie was on VHS before. It didn't translate to DVD. Finally, someone put it on DVD. Finally, someone did. And I'm glad somebody did, because now I get to enjoy a very rare movie here. Very rare action thriller, you know? Oh. Well, I'll tell you what. If you got a DVD player, I'll bring it down. We could watch it together if you got a DVD player. Or if you can come up and we'll have a little watch party. Hello, Bradley. Yeah. Now, we live in interesting times. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. The last tin of cookies you gave me was trippy. Anyway, we got a lot of things going on. We got the left backing off on their alphabet community agenda. Awesome, Sherry. Thank you, thank you. So we're doing well, having a good time. May go for a ride. Who knows? I'm gonna go for a ride. But I'm enjoying myself today. I was able to catch up on my rest, so had some weird dreams. Awesome, awesome, Sherry. Having, oh boy. Awesome, Bradley. Awesome. Pretty good for winter weather. Merry Christmas to everybody, because I think we're going to have a wonderful Christmas this year. Exactly. You get laid. And that's going to be the best part, Noodles. So we don't have to hear, oh, I can't get laid. I can't get laid. I'm glad I don't have to hear that anymore. Don't act like you weren't bitching, Dave. You were bitching. Just let me know if she has any friends, Dave. Anyway, let me know if she has any friends. Yeah. You know, I was gonna try a little experiment with Dave. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sherry. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. All right. Let's review, shall we? Well, Dave, a lot of interesting things are happening in your own backyard, Dave. Maybe you care to comment about the things that have been going on in NYC. Maybe not, Dave. Maybe not, after all. That's not my cup of tea. Um, Funny, Sherry. Well, thank you, Kristen. Thank you, thank you. I think you already know the answer to that, and the answer is no. And I don't talk to mental illness. Ah, you're a troll. I get it. You're trolling. Well, I guess you got a little upset. Oh, what we got here is a liberal that is upset with what I said. Is trying to troll their way out of it. It's cute. It really is. You know? But if you got something to say it directly. Doing good, Golden Girls. Doing good, Golden Girl. And thank you for being a friend. Your heart is true. You're a friend and a confidant. Yes, I know that show. Okay, I'm a child of the '80s. I know that show. I made several jokes about that show. Oh, it wasn't a cold. It was the flu. Golden Girl. Oh. Oh. Sherry, get rid of Kristen. Now. Mm. Thank you, Bradley. Thank you. So you call yourself Golden Girl. Do you have any roommates named Blanche? Live in Florida? Do we? I'm just wondering here, you call yourself Golden Girl. I mean, like, do you have a similar living situation? Funny Golden Girl. Oh, so you didn't base your name based on a television show in the '80s? So I thought you did. A sitcom in the '80s, an old sitcom. Interesting, interesting. I'm just messing with you, Golden Girl. I'm just messing with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I get it. But you realize there's a sitcom in the '80s with that very same name called The Golden Girls, right? Bradley. Yes, he's loud and obnoxious. Sherry? Ah, wasn't one of my favorite shows of the '80s. I did see a few episodes. I was more into Mama's Family. I hear you. I hear you, Golden Girl. Um, one of my favorite was Mama's Family. I can relate to that family. One of my other favorites was Married with Children. Um, some of the best sitcoms ever. Family Ties. Yeah, they lit. Basically, they lit all. I think there were four of them actually, who lived in. They were all roommates in a Florida house. I mean, they. I think they split the mortgage maybe or something. Oh boy, the golden. Yeah. Now, my one of my favorite. I watched Silver Spoons. It was pretty good, but of course, I can never relate to that. Although as a kid, I did love that toy room. you know, and Yeah, sitcoms are not what they used to be. You know what I mean? I never liked. I hated Friends, by the way. People say they like Friends. That was the most effeminate show I've ever seen. I mean, it was like some nutless wonders in that show. I hated that show. Never watched it. Never cared for it. Most. I did watch Seinfeld. A little bit better. Um, my dad liked Seinfeld. I preferred. I understand that, Golden Girl. Yeah, some of the things about that were funny, Bradley. Um, you know. Thank you for being a friend. Well, I will say this. Okay, Sherry, God bless you. Oh, you got something to say, Mark? Be more direct. If you got a problem with me, say what you got a problem with. Hated that show. Another effeminate show from the 90s. You know what I mean? The only thing I'm a. You should be afraid of me, Mark. You should be really afraid of me. Hated that show. Friends, 90210, hated the show. I remember when I was a teenager, I did watch a little bit of Saved by the Bell, but I could never relate to it. Yeah. I never could relate to Saved by the Bell. That wasn't my experience growing up. Well, it certainly isn't a church of God, you piece of garbage. So get the hell out of here. Nah, I didn't like 90210. No, was not. Never liked that show either. I was more of a fan. Okay, when I was a kid in the 90s, I think it was more of a fan of like Erie, Indiana. I love that show. I used to watch that show. It was kind of like the X Files for kids. If you don't remember Erie, Indiana, man, it was awesome. Erie, Indiana. It was like the X Files for kids. I mean, I was like 12 when I started watching it, and oh, I've been known to box. You know, box. I have martial arts background. Mm-hmm. Love that show. Loved that show. You'll see. I don't play video games. Braun Nagel. Uh, please have an English sounding name. I think you're gonna lose that bet, Mark. wants it, come and get it. You know where I am. Just ring my bell. And I'll ring your bell. Well, Braun. I'll call you Brown. How about that? Brown. I'll call you Brown. Well, if they got the balls, they got the time, I say. If they got the balls, I got the time. That's how it was for me growing up. If you got the balls, I got the time. Thank you, Brian. But yeah, when it comes to sitcoms, yes, when I was a kid in the 90s, I was kind of like 12 years old, I was into Erie, Indiana. Let's see, I liked Are You Afraid of the Dark? Hello, Dead Wolf Resistance. Well, just talking about some news things that are going on in the news. And, chicken. Wrong again, Mark. Wrong again. Wrong again, Mark. Boy, you get a lot of things wrong, Mark. Boy, you're going to lose a lot of bets. Understandable, Bradley. Anyway, let's get back to what I'm saying. Come and get it. Let's see if you got the balls. Mark. Let's see if you got the balls. I'm here. You know where I am? Yes, I'm off today. Brown, yes. That being said, anyway, it's been a good time. Had a great time. But come on down, Mark. Come on down. You know where I am? Let's see if one of you trolls got the balls to meet me in the real world. I bet you don't. Dead Wolf Resistance. You know how bad that's going to go, Brown. Number one, they're coming into my town. I know the people in my town. I got connections here. Think you're just going to bring a bunch of guys in here? It's going to be like one of those roach trap commercials. They can check in, but they don't check out. Cool. Not much of a drinker, but Preston. But yeah, maybe. Well, like I said before, if they want to come, they can come. They ain't leaving. They ain't leaving. I'm not even joking about that. They come, they start trouble, then they don't leave. You know. You're coming to my town. You think I don't have neighbors that will still back me up? I don't have family I can just call upon. You're going to be outnumbered and outclassed. Yeah, kind of like that. Well, Brown, I'm many things. I'm just the type of guy that's not going to take crap. Anyway, we're all doing well here. If someone wants to come on down, they can get their wig split. That's all I can say. Trust me when I say I've split quite a few wigs in my day. Thank you, Brown. That's right, the fishes. We got quite the bay. We got the Chesapeake Bay nearby. We're connected to the ocean. We got a canals of waterways here. Very deep waterways. And, that's a great place to put troublemakers. Great place to put troublemakers. Yeah. So we got a whole bunch of canals. And trust me, I know people who have boats. We'll see who the catch of the day is. Exactly. I think you've been to Maryland. You've been to our little towns. Chesapeake City, Chesapeake Bay. Great place. No, I don't wear a wig. This is my hair, okay? You can see it's my hair. It may be thinning on this end, but hey. Awesome, Bradley. Sounds like you live in Chesapeake. Near Chesapeake. Fellow Marylander. Oh, that was well. Okay, splitting a wig. That doesn't mean an actual wig. That means something a lot worse. That's a slang term uh, basically the splitting of the flesh from the skull a little bit. Getting smacked in the head by a hard object so hard that the flesh tears a little bit off the skull. You gotta get staples in your head. You're going to the swamp. Good luck there, Bradley. Eric. Doing, Eric? Doing great, Eric. I haven't heard from you in a while, buddy. Did you get your car fixed? Cool, Bradley. Very cool. I'm sorry to hear that, Eric. I was just showcasing this movie, a very rare film, like an urban Tarzan type character, called Wild Thing, 1987. It's a rare film, and I got it. Oh, the inauguration is coming up, Bradley. There's going to be a lot of crazy stuff going on. Yes, it's a classic. It's not for everybody. It's an '80s action thriller, with an interesting story behind it. It's like an urban Tarzan type of character. It's Robert Knepper's first film, by the way. If you don't know who Robert Knepper is, he's played villains in lots of movies and TV shows. So he plays a hero in this movie. I would suggest this movie. It's an '80s, very '80s film. It's got a lot of action, a lot of an interesting character. Wow. Well, Havre de Grace is still a little bit far away from me, Bradley. Uh, Although it's in Cecil County, it's not my town. Yeah. Robert Knepper. That stars Robert Knepper. Let's see. I'll think it's Kathleen Quinlan, Robert Davey, Betty Buckley, George S. Clinton, Steve Tyrell, John Sayles, Larry Stamper, John Sayles, Peter Cronenberg, Thomas Coleman, Michael Rosenblatt. You know, it's a great movie. Great movie. You can watch it on YouTube if you want to. Hello, channel. Speaking of things I gotta do. It's not there yet. Trust me, this is a great film, but it's not for everybody. All right. Well, it's been great, everybody. God bless you. And have a nice evening. I'm gonna go eat some lunch and good movies. Awesome, Eric. Thank you, Bradley. Thank you. All right. God bless everybody. All glory goes to God. And have a nice evening.